Okay, it is 10:32 on day 2 of my A Short Story a Month challenge that I made for myself since I'm not doing NaNoWriMo, but I want to get myself in the habit of writing every day. And I actually have a decent chunk of a story going. We are almost at 800 words right now, or halfway to. Okay, just almost at 800. Let's say halfway, but me and math and numbers just not a good combo. So yeah, we're doing good. Right now I am rewatching the video that inspired me to do this challenge, or to even put this challenge together for myself to begin with, and that is the video of Stephen King talking about writing short stories. This challenge is actually really fun, and I'm definitely doing a lot better than I did yesterday.
I started with short stories when I was 18, sold my first one when I was about 20, and produced pretty much nothing. But, well, I wrote a couple of
Okay, so before I talk about today's story, let's talk about yesterday's story. Yesterday's story was the first story. I was so hyped for this project that I didn't actually finish the story, but in a sense I did, because it kind of ended unintentionally on a cliffhanger. So I did and didn't finish the story, but I did get something written, so I'm gonna consider that like a half win right there, because I actually got a story mostly written. But today is a story called Mallwalkers, which is actually a story I have been wanting to write. And originally I was going to do a picture prompt, and I just wasn't getting anything from that. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll just take a story that I wanted to write recently and work from that. So I started. Got like 1 or 2 sentences in, and that was it. Nothing else happened. So I said, screw it, scrapping that, and Mallwalkers happened, because I remembered a story I wanted to write. I came up with the idea a few years ago while on an opening shift at my own job that is at a mall. And it just kind of escalated from there. It grew into a story that I'm getting close to 800 words on. I am proud of that. It's actually doing really well. The one thing with short stories I have to keep reminding myself of is that because they are short stories, you have to really pace it well, but not like start off too slow. You want to get into the action, but not too quickly. Because, again, this isn't like a novel. It's a very sort of just, it's a limited writing guide, I guess, in a sense, for lack of better words. But if anything, it actually helps, because it is teaching me things about just writing in general. It's just like, oh yeah, if I was writing a novel, I'd be like, well, I could put this in this chapter, I could space this out here, and it's just like, no. I have to work on the beats a lot more with this, and actually focus on, okay, when do I want this to happen? Because I have this much limited space, in a sense, to work this all out and have it come to an end. So far that's actually really good, and it's been a really fun lesson and a really fun challenge, and I have definitely gotten much further in this story than I did with The Last of the Giants, which was yesterday's story. So Last of the Giants, I'll go back to that one. I'll definitely have a full story by the end of this month, because I do want to occasionally go back to any stories that I don't finish throughout the month. But Mallwalkers, it was going to be a horror comedy originally. That was my initial intention for it, and then I started writing it, and it started taking a more serious turn. But I mean, it is still early on. It could easily turn into like morbid humor. But I'm having fun with this. I did not know how much fun it would be to write a zombie-related story, but it's actually fun to write a zombie-related story. Get myself used to seeing the word count. We're at 718 words. And so far, my biggest struggle with this has been staying intense, because that was something I used to have a big problem with anyway. And this story is mostly in past tense. Like, it's being told from the main character's perspective. And oh my god. It's like, I'm finding it easier to catch myself doing this now, but at the same time, I did not know how much of a struggle it was for me to keep in the same tense. So again, this is a very, very interesting and educational experience. I'm having fun with this, and now that I'm actually looking up here and seeing the notebook, that does remind me I need to add this to the list so I know what stories I've done. While I am thinking of that, I will add Mallwalkers to the list. There you go. Now we're doing good. So, like with Nano, where you would track the word count, with this challenge I am tracking the stories. So we are 2 stories in, and with each one I will write down the title as a separate day. So there you go. Finding ways to keep myself somewhat motivated and keep on track. But so far, so good, even if the idea did come to me way later in the day and it's been taking me a few hours to really get this going. But you know what? Writing isn't just a quick thing. Granted, there have been moments in the past where writing has been a quick thing, like with Lucky Number 13, another story I'm going to be going back to at another time, because I want to rework it. But that was for a creative writing course I took in college, and I completely forgot I was on the schedule for the workshop day. So when I remembered it, it was like a few hours before I had to leave for class, so I literally wrote up a story in the span of like maybe 2 hours, printed out as many copies as I needed for each person in the class, including my professor, and I am amazed at how well it turned out. Apparently me writing at like 7 in the morning, I don't remember when it was, but it was early. I was half asleep, and I just like powered through it, and the story is actually really good. I mean, there are things that definitely need work, but it's surprisingly good. So, I'm not saying that stories can't be written very quickly, but, you know, considering the fact that I really haven't done anything like this in a while, I'm not surprised it's taken me this long to write a story. Alrighty, feeling confident? I am now at 1,014 words. We are at 3 pages now. I am feeling good, even though the story is not as long as I was hoping it to be, and there are things that I still want to get in, so I might finish it tomorrow morning. But I do have a mostly complete story for the most part, but I got much further than I thought I was going to get, and I am super proud of myself, especially the fact that I got over the 1,000-word mark. So yes, that is awesome. I am excited. It is now 11:46, and Mallwalkers is looking good, and I'm very, very proud of this and very happy with where it's going. Alrighty, so I'm almost at a point where I feel confident stopping the story for now. Like I said, I might work on it more tomorrow morning. I don't know. But even though the story isn't exactly going how I planned it to or originally thought I wanted it to go, I'm actually really digging this story. And I honestly never thought I would like writing a zombie story in general. Zombie related stories usually aren't my thing, but this is actually a lot of fun. It's out of my comfort zone as far as things that I like to write and just like in general, but this has been so much fun, and this is only day 2, and I'm already making more progress than I did yesterday, so this is what I wanted to see from this. This is what I wanted to get from this challenge. So, I'm gonna say this is a win. Day 2 is a win.